An air game has stormed the southern city of Gracima. It robbed a bank, it set up explosives to hostages before escaping with undisclosed amount of money. Their whole operation lasted 2 hours, and this is how unfolded explosion were first reported just after midnight local time. Photos on social media shows men firing weapons as they entered the city in a convoy of vehicles. We are told the Bank of Brazil was then raided and a tunnel leading into the city was set on fire and the police headquarters was attacked. These photos on social media shows the getaway in a fleet of cars, and we can assume that the gang did mean to do this. Photos posted on Twitter shows residents picking money in the street, which the gang had left behind. Well, police say that detained 4 people already who picked up $150,000, and none of them were linked to the robbery itself. They just saw what's happening on the street. While the major city has called this necessarily on the street. While the mayor of city has called this a major assault, this was his necessarily.
Hello, I'm here at City Hall after having lived through a true night of terror. Unfortunately, we had a police officer who was injured and a security guard who was also hurt, but the police carried out their job.
Now, this picture shows the aftermath district was destroyed by fire and had apparently been used by the gang. And here you have a police officer detective and explosive left on the street. We are told 30 robbers were involved in this operation. I can speak to Camila Mata, who lived with us from Sao Paulo. Camila, it's just an incredible, extraordinary story. Is there any apparently in Brazil? Have you ever known of an attack like this?
Well, Brazil records around 100 bank robberies or attempts each year, was which is quite a lot of people were not used to seeing something like this. It is not a thought, it's not common, it's not completely unique because we know that sectors of organized crime groups here in Brazil are specializing bank robberies and they've been targeting for years small cities. Maybe because they think it's easier to flee security and surveillance costs for banks branch. Here in Brazil, around £1 billion a year, and actually the biggest robbery in the history of Brazil happened not too long ago in 2000, so 15 years ago, when criminals actually dug a tunnel to get access to a central bank volunteer the city of Fortaleza in the northeastern part of Brazil, and they took with them £20 million, 3 tons of payroll money with them, so a big story in Brazil turned into a movie even.
And for this reason, presumably this bank will have been protect. How do we know who this gun managed to get through security?
Well, we don't know, authorities don't know. Actually, the state governor in a statement early today said that they had no idea that this was coming, even though criminals most likely were from weeks no planning. The robbery people think that they are from out of state, so they moved into the city to plan better what they were going to do. But authorities had no idea that it was coming up, so that's why the state governor is asking for help for federal authorities to try to track the criminals, because we don't know actually where they fled to actually try to get some of the money back.
Camila, thank you very much. Indeed, as Camila talking, those picture you are seeing, that's money on the street. People pick up $115,000, which the big question, how much did the gang get away? Why if that how much they dropping on the street as they were fleeing?